another game to Empire. So that's a 0-2 for them. We mentioned we're going to try and figure out how they lost, really. It seemed like a mystery. They had everything going for them. 5 heroes. They got their side of the map. They had a base, started with the same amount of towers, and it just went downhill. Yeah. Where did it go wrong?
Everywhere, pretty much. I mean, okay, so outside of the landing phase for top, I feel like Jonas and Fan really underperformed in both games. I feel like he was having a rough go of things the most. Yeah. I mean, that one blink top, right? Like we talked about a few times during game, he blinks away, and then his team gets killed because of it. Or he gives away a kill, and then rotation came in and didn't do anything.
His dark side was also awful as well.
He didn't even do like a max range blink. He just kind of did like a half range blink to the left.
To the left instead of like
straight down. Yeah.
Or exactly. Yeah.
But the mid lane went good for Ninjas and Pajamas.
Yeah, the bat right.
Yeah, it was fine. Both games as well. But it felt like,
even though he got the kill, it was still just like trading farm. It was just that he didn't have an awful time, right?
Yeah.
So he got a good blink timing, but the rest was just like. Yeah.
Good. That was a nice segment. Oh no, we can still keep on going. Jonas played absolutely awful 2 games in a row.
But Resolution played absolutely amazing 2 games in a row.
Yeah. It felt like Jonas had his little brother on his account or something playing. Really? Darkseer and Queen of Pain, both those matches? What impact did Darkseer have or Queen of Pain in both games?
Yeah.
I mean, the lane went well for Queen, but that was it.
Darkseer farmed pretty well, but didn't show up for fights, I guess.
And in NiP, as you mentioned, Era's kind of used to being able to get farm.
Yeah, that's where they usually play, around Era getting all of the farm nearly, and then turning up for fights with that little bit of early farm. But in these games, he didn't have any.
And NiP just really not there with handling aggression, I guess, Andy. Was it the lineup? Is it their play style? Is it
was
lack of rotations?
And the second game, it just felt like there was not much they could do. They were very reliant on Limp. Like, if you don't get a good lasso, and he doesn't also have Force Staff to be able to actually pull those heroes out of position, you can't get a kill, because Empire were kind of like 5-manning quite early that game, I feel. You know, they ended it by less than 30 minutes, right?
Yep.
So when you have that kind of aggression coming out, and you only have one form of initiation, and that's your Bat Rider, because every other hero is just getting wrecked, then it's putting a lot of pressure on him, and it's just you can't go from.
When I saw
we all seem is like drained from the loss as probably NiP, probably less so, but we're just like here going, it was hopeless.
Okay, when they got that pick mid on the Spirit Breaker, remember about a bit?
And then Winter Wyvern came in.
No, but the problem was Jonas just turned up a bit too late. But if they had got the Queen of Pain Sonic Wave off, because they were all grouped up. If they had got that off, the fight could have been totally different. But the Winter Wyvern ulti
was not in position. It's going to be a thing. It's going to be a thing. All right, so we can check out a replay from the match that resulted in a 0-2. And this, for me, was like, okay.
I just want to point out the Bat Rider here. Like, what does he get done in this fight? Sure, the Tombstone is good, but
he walks around a lot, because I think he gets... Doesn't he get snowballed?
I
don't remember. We'll see.
Dazzle healed and then gets instantly Winter Wyvern.
Yeah,
which is okay.
What is Bat Rider doing right now?
Yeah, but he got his blink canceled by shards, right? So he already can't do anything. And then there's a call down on top of that, which pretty much means I think he gets graved, right? Keep playing.
Era comes into this fight, by the way, for no reason whatsoever.
Oh, no, he doesn't get graved. Who gets graved?
Nobody.
All right, no one.
To go for the nobody grave.
Literally no one. Yeah, Seal Kid actually just doesn't use grave.
He didn't use it himself,
not doing much.
I mean, this is actually the Sonic Wave that did, I would say, some of the most damage during the game.
Yeah.
Like, you hit, on 3 there, at least, but by this point, it's already over. Like, you haven't used Lasso, you didn't use Grave.
He didn't use Grave on anyone.
Yeah, I could have sworn he graved the bat, but he didn't.
Yeah, because remember we looked at the team fight recap, and he didn't use any spells.
Yep. Confirmed spells were not used.
One of the big problems I had with the team fights that they tried to take, if you do not get a lasso that is good, you do not bring Era in, okay? You can still do a lot of damage just with Haunt, but if you don't get the lasso that's good, you don't bring Era in. And that was the first Roche fight that we saw over Roche, and there was no lasso, right? So there's no kind of this, you have no control to start with. They did a really good job of actually prioritizing killing the Undying. Many times, Resolution went for him in the later stages. Earlier on, the Gyro there in that team fight was actually able to do a lot of damage. Like, just removing the Undying as soon as possible is actually really good when you're taking prolonged fights. In the second fight, I don't think we have a replay of it, but when they went for the Blink Lasso on the Spirit Breaker, they had to use Force Staff to catch him because of the movement speed on the passive, right? As soon as they had to use Force Staff to catch the Spirit Breaker, it's just like, okay, it's done. Yep. You know, because you've lost your control. Yep. You know, you're not going to be... And they still brought Era into the team fight. And it could have been okay just to blink, lasso, pull, try and get a kill, disperse. You can get out with, you know, potentially a Grave TP. Your Queen of Pain can get out. You might even be able to still have Firefly up and get out with your Batrider as well, right? Yeah. You have a chance to kind of disengage, and you're like, okay, we got a kill, we lost 1 or 2 off the back of it, but Era was farming, you know, and that could have been, you know, because every time they brought Era into these fights, the fight wasn't strong enough, and they did have that composition that could isolate people. Similar in the first fight, you know, they had the ability to open up on a gyro, didn't get the opening, lose the fight every time.
No, I think they made some mistakes as well. Like, sure, Era wasn't getting farm early on, but neither was gyro when the Queen Undying lane was like actually working before the death and everything, right? So if they just like kept that going and just kept the pressure up on their off lane, but Era could come back later on, right?
But think about it this way, right? This is why I would have been less concerned about the gyro. After you've done your initial kind of damage and you're like, okay, we almost killed the gyro, and they did at times. Queen of Pain should have been like, I got this shit, okay? Like, I'm not gonna die. Yeah. I might get charged every once in a while, right? They can't lock me down unless... Just charge. It's just charge, okay? Before the Spirit Breaker is level 6. I'm going to get it with a head charge, whatever. You blink away from Arctic Burns if they want to harass, and then you have to be very careful afterwards. And you're like, okay, gyro is going to pick up his items, right? We're probably going to see a Sanj and Yasha, okay? And then he's going to have to get, you know, maybe their BKB, depending on how far we are in the fight and how well we've done. And then if he's going to handle the Spectre late game as a gyro, he's going to need, okay, maybe an MKB, maybe his own butterfly. So he's going to have a lot of items.
And he needs
but when you look at these, the Spectre, you say, right, Spectre needs a Radiance. Just needs a Radiance. He needs 1 item. He can go Earn into Radiance. He can go, you know, Ring of Aquila into Radiance, but he really needs the Radiance. Fuck the gyro. Let him get his Sanj and Yasha. Let him get some early mid-game pressure. We can still kind of, you know, push it back.
Go for pickoffs with the Batrider.
Go for pickoffs. But we are sending our Undying down to protect Era.
I don't even know if it would have been enough, though. Like, Undying Dazzle Spectre isn't even that scary.
It's not.
Like, it's not the strongest lane.
Yeah, but it's not. It's meant to allow him to hit creeps. Yeah. As well as it's not meant to kill, and as well as just be like, you guys need to think about doing something else with your Spirit Breaker, right? And your choices are Queen of Pain or Batrider that has a 9.5 minute blink. Okay. So take your pick. But if you want to run into us, and they shouldn't have gone for like 2 levels in Soul Rip. They you know, Decay as well. They should have like, you know, thought about doing Tombstone after. Even if they send the gyro back and didn't get the kill, it's like, fuck it, we're doing Tombstone, right?
Yeah.
And then protect Era, ignore any other item apart from getting the Radiance. Hopefully get it. Then you will actually stand a chance, because it's the Radiance. It's not like, sure, it's not going to kill the gyro and it's not going to kill the TA in the fight, but if you can get the Winter Wyvern, if you can do enough damage, if you can contribute and actually be
prolonging
relevant,
the game.
When the Sonic Wave comes in, it's huge damage. If the Tombstone survives, you know, longer, it's huge damage. If you can get an initiation and you have some control with the Radiance burn on, it's still a huge amount of damage across the whole team. So I just felt that they, like, why would they focus on the gyro? And I know you said, yeah, they should, but I was just like, no, just like, leave him. Leave him be.
It's 2 different mentalities. Like, I see where you're coming from, like just giving the space to Era to get the 1 item that he needs, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, maybe our team fight potential is good enough to where the gyro hitting his timing doesn't matter as much, right? Like, I think that's kind of where you're coming from.
Well, I was more also concerned about the Spirit Breaker, because that lane was available to Spirit Breaker to eat. I mean, Vlad's Assault Caress on Resolution.
Yeah, he had a ton of farm, for sure. I think that in that sense, it does hold the Spirit Breaker down a lot, like, for sure, because you don't really want to charge the other lanes. That is true.
And you also don't want to charge into fight where your main advantage of being a Spirit Breaker after you have to commit is your health pool against DK stacks.
Yeah.
And potentially not having the movement speed against a Tombstone.
Yeah.
I think a lot, like, Spectre's skill build as well was really strange to me. He didn't get max Desolate, which I think even if you're doing badly, it lets you farm in the jungle, especially like the 2 creep camps. You know, you kill the small one and the Desolate affects the big one. Like, it lets you farm a lot quicker. And when you're going for these quick pickoffs, you want to kill them as quick as possible. And if you have like the Haunt into Desolate damage, it does way more.
And it also works, as mentioned, against Cold and Embrace as well.
Yeah.
So potentially it just adds this extra addition if the team fight gets messy and you actually have, you know.
Yeah.
And also,
situation
as
where
we
it
saw in
counts.
the game, like there was not much interrupt. Like they had Lasso and Flame Break to interrupt like TPs, because they TP'd out underneath their tier 1 like once or twice when he like snowballed in and was like, oh, we can't get this kill, TP out, and there was nothing to break it. So I think Queen should have skipped the urn and went for a Yules.
Yours was like, you guys called that in the draft, and I was like, yep, yours is legit the best pick, because you will eventually catch a Spirit Breaker charging.
Yeah,
You will be able to use it.
If it interrupts his ulti,
and it's just going to be a great item for you, and you'll be in position with it. Because, movement speed as well. So Shane was complaining about that.
Yep.
Well, I'm glad we all feel that we're very intelligent at talking about Dota. I thought you guys were
we're
very
nagging a
good.
lot on NiP, right? But it's just like Empire played very solid and stable as well. So it was just like
Empire played way better than I've seen them play in a long time.
Yeah, exactly. They came in with a plan, and they just executed and went super aggressive, and it was brilliant.
Well, we're going to see NiP play again in a little moment. We're going to have them playing at 9 o'clock, so we got a good 20 minutes. So for now, let's go to the standings, and we can see how that's affected Empire. Do they look a little safer? Well, they've got more points under their belt, and they're now 6 and 8. How much of a chance does that give them to actually still get into the top 6 here?
With all games played, it depends a lot on the other teams.
I think they're looking to teams like
Monkey
Business.
No
They were 1-3 at one point, but I think that they're a lot stronger now. So I don't think they're going to be losing a lot. Alliance, at worst, they can finish 7-7, so they're automatically above Empire.
No Logic Gaming, maybe.
Vega, you should also consider to be automatically above Empire, because they can win one game out of the remaining 6 that they have to play. So that already puts them behind 2 teams.
I mean, the best case scenario they can have for the next matchup, which is NiP versus Monkey Freedom Fighters, is a 2-0 to Monkey Freedom Fighters, and really put NiP in that 2-6 position, where they're going to have to bring back multiple wins and just can sustain 2 losses.
I mean, no matter what, it's going to be hard for them. Like, they have to hope like some crazy scenario happens, because there's actually, like, with 8 losses, that actually puts you really likely to be bottom 2, I feel. Like,
yeah, but 6 qualify out of 8. I mean, I would say that would be, you'd automatically be out if that was 4 qualifying.
But that's like actually requiring one team to get wrecked, like just lose like almost every single match. You know what I mean? Like, you're hoping for that kind of thing to happen. I don't know.
We'll see. We'll see what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Maybe it's their day, depending on what happens with NiP in their next match. But speaking of next match, where we see multiple heroes, where we'll be going in a little bit, we also have been seeing some heroes played not so great today, and some heroes played amazing. So far, we're obviously not going to pick the hero, but Scriff, our guest of the week, as I try and focus and look at the right camera, is going to be picking the most valuable hero of the week over on Facebook, facebook.com/ROG Nordic. And you can win some of these amazing prizes. It's a motherboard and a SSD.
As you can see.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can definitely see inside the box.
I didn't open mine. Hold on.
Did you package this the wrong way, Andy?
I packaged the small one last time. See how mine's facing outside?
That's pretty good, actually. I should do that. It's almost easy to display what's
Actually,
inside the
I think
box.
I put it in upside down, though, because I think it's supposed to be facing this way. Whatever. You can still see it.
There's something in the box.
Yeah.
When you get stuff like this, do you keep the boxes?
No.
You keep the instructions for like motherboards and stuff, but you don't keep the boxes.
Really?
Yeah.
I just throw all of it out and just...
Sometimes when you
jam
get a
it in the
motherboard,
computer.
like...
But Shane, you don't really throw all of it out. What do you do with your boxes?
I live in them.
I wanted you to say you recycle them, like a responsible...
No, only Swedish people do that.
You wouldn't recycle?
I guess I do, yeah.
Sweden actually takes everyone else's boxes and
Yeah, I
recycles
recycle.
them.
Recycling's good.
Yeah.
I think Sweden bought garbage from Italy.
Norway,
We don't
wasn't
buy
it?
it. They sell it to us. We make money by taking garbage.
Yeah, they make money.
It's crazy.
I thought you bought it and then
No.
you recycled it and made money off it.
No. We make money by taking in the garbage. And then,
Yeah, that's how Shane got
and
here.
then we
He took a
recycle it. This is like, why would we buy garbage?
Because you're so good at
Are
recycling.
you insane?
But you're making money off it, right?
Yeah, that's the point.
Exactly. Buy,
we're
sell.
not-
same
Doing
stuff.
better by the environment,
And
making money doing it, getting bald people into their country.
What a country.
What a country Sweden is.
Yeah, so Scriff, can you have to write off a hero already in the competition? Like, hero of the week. Just write off one hero that is definitely not the hero that you're going to pick.
Warlock.
What?
Was that even played?
No.
I thought he was going to say Queen of Pain.
Yeah, I thought he was going to say Queen of Pain.
Damn. Burn.
But it's not going to be the case.
It's a Warlock.
No
You're
shots
too nice.
Okay, so with the competition wrapped up and the current standings, our next match is going to be Ninjas in Pajamas versus Monkey Freedom Fighters. That's going to be kicking off at 9 o'clock, so we're going to go to a commercial break, and then hopefully we'll be back with the players in the lobby for our last match of Super Saturday. See you in a moment.